Hi Aquarius, it's the Moon Mage. I just want to do a quick apology for the tardiness of your reading. I had a reading for you, but then when I was editing it, I just was unhappy with how it turned out. So here we are doing another one, and we're just going to do a basic check-in that's also based on the first quarter moon phase. The first quarter moon is a time to plant seeds and set intentions. It's also a good time to take action, to make decisions, to formulate any goals that you have, and to move forward with them. So today we're going to be using a tarot spread from the Tarot Guru, and I'm going to make sure to put the link down below. And then we'll get some advice for you, okay? So if this reading does resonate with you, Aquarius, please remember to like, subscribe, or comment down below. It would be greatly appreciated. And let's jump right into this reading. So the main focus is going to be the first card. The first card is going to represent the main focus of this lunar cycle, your main focus, Aquarius, for this lunar cycle. What is Aquarius's main focus for this lunar cycle? We have the Devil. The second card is going to be where you should put your energy into. Where should Aquarius put their energy into in order to manifest your goals? Where should Aquarius put their energy into in order to manifest your goals? We have the Explorer of Wands, or the Knight of Wands. The next card is going to be any issues or obstacles that may present itself. We have the Hermit. The fourth card is how to overcome it. The next card represents, or reveals rather, how you can boost your energy or how you can get motivated during this lunar cycle. So how can you boost your energy or get motivated during this lunar cycle? We have Justice. And the last card is going to reveal any achievements that are available to you during this lunar cycle. So what are any achievements that are available to you during this lunar cycle, Aquarius? Okay. The Death card. Okay, Aquarius, so during this lunar cycle, I think it'd be best for you to really try to reflect on like your thought patterns on certain situations that are happening in your life right now. I think that you're being presented with a new beginning and a new opportunity, or just like a fresh start. I do think that you are capable of experiencing some kind of refreshing energy in your life, but it'll only happen once you let go of any self-sabotaging behaviors, or any kind of self-destructive behaviors as well. Maybe you've been isolating yourself for a while. It could be that, or for a very long time, and now it's time to just go out and network. That could also be because of, at least in the northern hemisphere, it was winter, or yeah, it was winter and it's just turned to spring a couple of weeks ago. So you may want to come out of this isolation now, and you're feeling some kind of fresh energy as it gets warmer. And that's really inspiring to you, you know, like you're wanting to be more creative. But I think that that came from a long period of solitude and isolation. And that during this time, I think that you kind of have been a little bit feeling down or just kind of in a rut, it seems. You know, like I feel like you guys have been a little bit um like kind of in the dark, you know? Because both of these cards, the Devil and the Hermit, are kind of just gloomy energies and just very dark. And I feel like you have been in a little bit of a rut. You know, I will say in the last reading that I did for you, it said that something had ended in your life. And I don't know if that resonates, but I did want to mention it because it seemed kind of like you were, let's say, it was hard for you to start moving on and towards a new, again, like this new beginning, you know? But you don't want to be in this self-sabotaging behavior or this isolation or this really this rut that you have been in. You don't want to be in that for a long time, you know, because that's just, for one, I don't think that's really how you are, like you really want to be, even if you have been like that for a while, like you've been a little jaded or resentful or angry, maybe. I think that you are facing some new exciting things, you know. Maybe you've seen glimpses of it already coming up, like little signs that like these opportunities are being presented to you. But if not, I believe that it's coming very soon, okay? And you're gonna feel more uplifted and more like you have more energy, you know, like you have more inspiration and more motivation to move forward. I think that the wheel is kind of turning in this circumstance in your life, you know, and you have probably been in that devil energy for a long time, you know, and you're over it, you know. That could also mean like bad habits that you've had, like any toxic behaviors that you've had. You probably, you know, you could have experienced some kind of consequence. And, you know, I'm not here to really like dictate your actions or not, but sometimes we do things that are more in the moment and we don't really think about the consequence, but then it hits us later on. We're like, damn, we shouldn't have done that. Or, you know what I mean? Like, or wow, like I really need to stop this kind of behavior because it's really not good for me. You know, I'm, it's like toxic and I just don't want to be that kind of person anymore. You know, it's exhausting sometimes. So you could be doing that, and maybe that's why you ended up isolating yourself for a little bit, because you just detach yourself from an entire situation. Maybe these people that you were hanging out with were bad influences and whatever, you know. So you took time to yourself to try to self-reflect and just really, I feel like for some of you, you kind of moped a little bit, but just know that any isolation, at least for short periods of times, because you know it can be excessive when you're alone for a long time, but a lot of healing comes when you are alone with yourself and you really take that time to self-reflect on yourself, and you figure out ways that you want to direct your life from now, you know, from this moment forward. You kind of, you know, when you isolate yourself, sometimes you're able to come up with more creative ideas sometimes, you know, and you're able to just get inspired to do new things differently because you're not really living in some kind of default or, you know, on how do you say it? Like on, I say by default, but that's because I listen to Abraham Hicks a lot. But automatically, just like going with the flow, and not going with the flow, but just like live in an automatic state so that you're not really thinking about, or you're not putting conscious energy into your future. You're just kind of like going with what happens throughout the days. And I think that now you're really seeing the light at the end of the tunnel kind of thing. You have probably been in this darkness for quite some time, you know, but I'm hearing that this rebirth is going to really, really benefit you in a way that you didn't really feel like you were going to reach this point. You know what I mean? Like you're going to really feel like you have turned a new leaf. It's kind of what I'm feeling, you know. Maybe you were in this devil energy for a while, like it could be partying all the time, you know, or just bad habits, you know, drinking or smoking, or it doesn't have to be that severe, but it could also be like being a jerk, you know, having a jerky attitude kind of thing too, you know, being mean to people or just not nice. And that makes you feel bad too, you know what I mean? Like that kind of attitude and that kind of behavior is really hurting us more than it is hurting other people. Yeah, it can hurt other people. Like you can be really, you know, do some horrible things. But ultimately, you're just keeping yourself from being truly happy. And you're also delaying your healing process because you're just creating more bad karma, for one. And also, you are just, when hurt people. I said this in another reading, but like hurt people, right? So if you're hurting others and you're being mean and you're being, you know, a jerk, and to yourself, what is it that needs to be healed? You really have to reflect on that, and you have to look inwards and maybe look to your inner child kind of thing. And yeah, just confront that energy, you know, because that's the only way that you're going to be able to move forward in this new beginning in a healthy way. Okay, so I do think that you are going to enter a new cycle, or you are currently entering a new cycle. I feel like something came into your life that was really inspiring. Like it came in quick. Like it almost has this overnight energy, you know, where you were in this dark night of the soul kind of thing, or you just like very in this gloomy state, and then all of a sudden something kind of inspired you and like really changed your energy. It gave you some like a jolt of newness in your life, and it really ignited the spark and passion within you, you know, a spark of passion within you. And now you're wanting to move forward towards new goals, which I think is so great for you, because if you have been in isolation and in this darkness, then you know, it's just forward movement at the end of the day, right? And so this is really good energy to enjoy, you know, but try not to get so carried away as well, because the Knight of Wands can really, he's super fast and action oriented and very passionate, but sometimes he's not always the one that thinks things through either. And that could also be, you know, your devilish energy, where you just, you know, do things without really like thinking about the consequences, and then that sometimes it bites you in the butt. But also try not to have any self-doubt, you know. I think that you having all this time alone will be beneficial if you did not hibernate. Let's just say hibernation. If you did not do that, then you really should, I think, during this moment, because this did come out in something that you're going to have an issue with. So it either could have been you isolating for a very long time, or you not taking the time to isolate, and you're too much in that devilish energy, and you are not taking the time to really self-reflect. And that can be a major issue, because you could have been in this all Nine of Wands energy and all movement forward, but if you are taking all this action and not really thinking about where it would lead you, like long-term wise, then that is not really wise, I would say. And that's something that you really should take into consideration, because yes, new opportunities are good and sometimes they're worth the risk, but you can really be caught off guard if something doesn't go right because you didn't think things through. Okay, Aquarius. So yes, enjoy the movement, the new movement, and the new inspiration. I do think that good news has been coming your way, and the support that you need is coming your way. If you've been feeling like there's any kind of delays or like you've been stuck in a situation, just know that energy is moving, okay? But it's gonna move in a direction where you are focusing your energy, okay? So if you are not taking control of your thoughts on a situation or not thinking things through, then you're allowing outside forces and other people and your environment to really take control of your future. And you don't want to do that, okay, Aquarius? Because really that's not wise. I feel like we all know the law of attraction at this point, or at least heard of it, and you want it to work for you. I don't know if you believe in it or not. It's really at a point where it is quantum physics, it's proven. And so whether you believe it or not, it's still working, and so it's just, the energy that you put out there is going to come back to you. So the energy, your thoughts that you're putting out into the universe and your actions that you're putting out to the universe is gonna be mirrored. Okay, eventually it's gonna be mirrored, and you should take control of your life about what it is that you are consciously putting out in the universe in order to receive trifold. You know what I mean? Because that's how you're gonna win. You might as well learn this now. If you don't do this, you might as well learn it now, because you can create some really good things in your life, some new opportunities, some great new experiences, and I really think that you have gained some kind of new excitement in your life. You might feel very enthusiastic about where you're going, and I would say to pay attention to your intuitive urges at this time, okay? And it's okay to act without hesitation, because I feel like that's kind of how it seems like some of you are kind of in that energy or have been, but you've been misusing it, okay? You've been using it in a way that has been destructive or self-destructive, and you want to now use it in a way that's going to lift you up, elevate your spirit, and also create goodness and happiness in your life. Take that kind of direction. Just turn over a new leaf. The flowers are starting to bloom over here in the northern hemisphere, and if it's fall wherever you are, then also let whatever is not serving you fall away, okay? And that is also good. You have to do both constantly, with every moon cycle. You have to do that too. It's just part of living here on Earth. Okay? But I do think that you are really going to experience some great things within the next few weeks. And, new things are going to present themselves. And I think that as long as you continue to work on letting this energy go, like all this bad habits, bad behaviors, anybody who is not serving you, when you do that, you are going to notice how much happier you're going to be and how many new things are going to be entering your life, okay? Because of your focused energy. Wow, this is a long... I just ended up being longer than anybody else's, so we're going to just pull some oracle cards. Saving the best for last. I would say Aquarius. Let's see. We're going to pull some cards from the High Desert Oracle. We get some advice cards for Aquarius during this lunar cycle. Okay, we have stubborn. A stubborn nature inhibits our ability to listen and see others' point of view. We miss out on opportunities and healthy change. Now is the time to take a step back and let go of hard line opinions or ideas and listen to what others have to say with an open mind. So I think that, you have probably been in that funk for some time, and it was because of this stubborn energy. But now I think that you got really inspired to move forward and, approach life differently and get out of this stubborn energy and just open yourself up to new opportunities. Intuition. Paying close attention to your dreams and intuition. You will be receiving helpful advice soon. Listen to that gut feeling, idea, or thought that pops into your head. Your intuition is a guidance system that will improve with use. Yeah, I think that your intuition is telling you that some changes need to be made in your life, and you are inspired to do it. Observe. Pronghorns are ancient mammals from the Pleistocene era, inhabiting North America long before humans. This is the time to observe a situation without being pulled into engaging or reacting to the drama. Let it be. So maybe you're used to reacting badly when something turns out bad, or somebody that you don't like enters your vicinity, and just you're letting outside things affect your mood, and the universe is kind of telling you to not let that happen so much, because when you do that, you start miscreating in your own life, and you just don't want to do that. So you're just hurting yourself when you do. So just try not to react, be so reactive, and try to be more observant in those situations, and just focus on yourself, really, and just stay in your own lane at this moment, because really that's going to be, well, in general, we should all do that, because that's how you are going to move forward more positively for yourself. And then, anybody else who pisses you off, or, just it's not meant to be in your life, they're going to see how much you have grown and how much you have elevated and leveled up in your life eventually, if you even care. But just, when we focus on ourselves, we end up winning at the end of the day. And the last card for Aquarius, we have kindness. Okay. The harmless garter snake is an important part of the ecosystem. Unfortunately, society's baseless fear of snake can result in mistreatment. Is there someone or something that you are being unkind to based on fear, assumptions, or miscommunication? Yeah, so I don't know if you have been, again, jaded or resentful, or any kind of, have any kind of feelings towards other people, but we all gotta just release that kind of thing and just forgive and and have compassion also, because as much as they may not deserve it, we only hurt ourselves when we stay in that kind of energy and that kind of emotions, you know. Anger is very useful when it's directed in something creative, you know. You can direct it in dance and in writing and, you know, those kind of thing, poetry, in cooking or whatever, you know, just something creative in that way. But when we direct it towards other people, that is not, for one, it's not kind, but also it's not, it doesn't make you a nice person. And you should want to be a nice person. You know, everybody should want to be a nice person, because you want people to be nice to you. And when you're not a nice person, that's because there's something that's unhealed within yourself. So you really have to self-reflect and try to figure out why it is that you're reacting in a certain way, or why is something triggering you the way that it does. Okay? And that is very important to really try to figure out, because that's how you're going to be able to heal and move forward in your life in a more positive and healthier way. Okay, Aquarius? So that's what I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this reading and were able to receive the guidance that you needed at this time. I do look forward to reading for you again soon. If you did resonate with this video, please consider liking, subscribing, or commenting down below and letting me know. And yeah, I will I will be back again for another reading very soon. Okay, so until then, Aquarius,